can I just say one thing firstly? I love the name Eat Sleep Boxing Repeat.
Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted as always to be joined by Thomas Cathy. This is a reaction video to the story that's emerged in the last day or so in the sport of boxing, with Andre Ward teasing boxing fans, talking about a potential comeback, but not against the opponent you would expect him to. Anthony Joshua, who seems to be in heavy talks with Jake Paul's team at the moment about a fight in the next few months. Thomas, give us your reaction to this. Andre Ward, one of the best fighters of his generation, retired undefeated. I've got a couple of questions for you, but just your reaction to kind of the video that emerged from Andre Ward himself.
Yeah, just watching the video, it seems I just don't really think he's really serious about it. And I think if he were to come back, it would require like a, an insane amount of money. And I think perhaps in that moment, he was just having one of those, because he's talked about how moments he gets the itch, and then other days it goes away and he's content with not doing boxing anymore. I think perhaps that day he was just getting out of the gym or something and he felt pretty good, and was just kind of spitballing on the live stream or whatever. But I just get the sense that he's not really serious about it. And it's just like, I don't really like that matchup for him anyway. If he was going to come back, I'd rather see him fight someone else. Oh, you're on mute.
Whoops, apologies. You don't know if he's just thought at the time about coming back, and then a day later he's thought, actually, no, that's a terrible idea. It's a tough one, but I think boxing is such a tough sport to retire from and to stay retired, and that's why you get so many fighters coming back. That's why you get so many fighters go on longer than they should do. Do you think Andre Ward could potentially come back, Thomas, but not against Anthony Joshua? Obviously, for those that don't know, Ward retired as a light heavyweight, Joshua very much a heavyweight. Do you think we could see Andre Ward come back, but perhaps not against Anthony Joshua?
I don't think so. It's just been so long. It's been a whole 8 years. Yeah, 8 years since his second fight against Kovalev, which is just crazy to think about. But yeah, I think he's just been out of the ring for so long. It's like, why would you want to come back? And he's got an unbeaten record. Why would you want to come back and jeopardize that?
Yeah.
That's just my thought process. I think if anything, I think probably the best fight for him to take would be Jake Paul, just because of, just based off of they're around the same size. Mm. So, and it's not someone like Anthony Joshua who's still active and is much bigger. So I think if that fight would actually make sense for Jake Paul. Like if Jake Paul was going to fight someone who is not a retired MMA fighter or who has been retired for 20 years, like Mike Tyson is 60 years old, I think maybe a fight with Andre Ward would be the fight to take. So, yeah, I think if he comes back, it should be against Jake Paul, but I don't think he will.
You've got to wonder what his motivations are as well. Is it to box again? Is it money? Is it both? Is it something else? If you're wrong, Thomas, and like Ward he is serious. He wants to come back because maybe Andre Ward. I wonder if him and other guys who have retired from the sport in the last few years are seeing the amount of money that's being thrown around with the introduction of Riyadh season and Turkey Al Sheikh, and they're thinking, I want some of that. Basically, I can come back and I can make this much money. If this was to happen, what would you see happening? Because there are question marks over how faded Anthony Joshua is. Andre Ward was one of the most skillful fighters of his generation, arguably the most skilled. It's a tough question because you don't know what Andre Ward. It looks to me like he's stayed in shape. He's not kind of put loads of weight on. Looks like he has stayed in shape. 41 years old now. But what do you think? Would you give Andre Ward a chance of beating Anthony Joshua when you think about it?
Well, I certainly do think that he's the more skilled fighter than Anthony Joshua for sure. I think he has a bit more, a bit more tricks in his tool bag. And the problem for me is it's just the firepower, the punching power of Anthony Joshua. He's never fought anyone that big, and anyone who's a knockout threat like Anthony Joshua. Um, so I just don't. I don't see how he would be able to overcome that, and I don't see him landing anything on Anthony Joshua that would really phase him. Even though Anthony Joshua it's been known to be chinny, he's been known to be chinny against other heavyweight punchers, not not fighters who are coming up from light heavyweight. So yeah, although Ward is, I would give him like a skills advantage, and he has been staying in relative shape over the past 8 years. He's been retired, but it's hard for me to lean towards Andre Ward at all.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see how the story develops, Thomas. I think you've made your feelings clear on your thoughts on it, so appreciate that. But it's an ongoing story. Andre Ward could be calling out somebody else next week. Anthony Joshua could be calling someone out next week. But at the moment, look, Joshua, it looks like there's a good chance he's going to be fighting Jake Paul next. So it's a crazy sport with very, very weird things happening. Thomas, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for your time.
Likewise, thank you.